Hello.
Hey guys, we're here, Jennifer.
Yeah, we're here. Hi, Johnny. I'm going backwards. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey Johnny. Hey Steph.
Jennifer. And then that's all I see.
And then Suzy Woozy was here.
And then Dawn. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm okay. I'm upright.
You up? I hear you.
I'm upright.
That's
I'm sitting
you
straight up. I'm
upright.
laying down.
I know, right? It was hard for me to get upright today.
I
I
don't
managed.
I don't sleep well anymore, and I get up probably before dawn, but I went back and I slept till maybe 7 o'clock, which is sleeping in. I've been getting up at 5 in the morning. I don't know.
Nice. Hey Jamie.
Bye, Jamie. Why am I getting up pre rooster?
I don't know. Are you getting a pre-rooster?
I don't know.
Do y'all have roosters?
No, I mean, okay. If I stand out on my deck by the back door, occasionally when it's just sunrise, I will hear things that not normal people, but like that I never would have heard. Because like, one day I heard mooing, and I hear sheep a lot because there's sheep in the next yard. But I hear the click clap
Right.
of like the horses going up the road all the time.
Yeah. Hey Ashley. Hey
So
Teresa.
I actually, anyway, but like the first time I heard a moo, and then one day I heard roosters, so I knew. Like it echoes all the way up the valley and all the way down,
Mm-hmm.
because there's mountains all around us. So
Right.
basically, I can see a horse-drawn carriage all the way down, and I hear them sometimes clip clapping. If I don't know, it echoes. So I know my dog is heard by people everywhere. I shut the windows now when I go out of the house because, well, it's cold, but also to muffle her barks.
Right.
I don't know if it helps. It's very annoying when they do it all. Like my first puppy would bark all the time I was gone, and my neighbors said all the time, and I go, not even after an hour she stopped. They said all the time.
Wow.
So we recorded her one day, and it was pretty bad. But she did stop for a little while, but things would set her off. I don't know. So I saw a puppy yesterday, a Jack Russell Yorkie mix. They were like this big. They had like brown. They were brown, but like a auburn brown,
Uh-huh.
and they had like kind of pointy-ish noses and dark eyes. They were so cute, and they came over. Like I went, "Hi, puppies," and they came over to me, and two of them
And
first,
what do
and
you
then
think Tony would have said if you came home with one of
he
those?
he still said, he goes, "What are you thinking?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm thinking like I want to have every dog that's available to have. I
Right.
don't know." And he
Did
goes,
we say
"Don't you?"
good morning to Johnny? Hey, Johnny. If he's still here.
I,
Sorry.
I saw him. I said hi, but I don't know if he's here. Anyway,
Jennifer says she's back.
hi, Jennifer. So, I mean, this Jack Russell Yorkie would never probably. I don't know. I'm thinking it won't be more than 15 pounds. Like it
Probably.
would probably be closer to 10. It'd be the size of a cat. It would
Yeah.
eat up.
Well, Teresa's dog Hank is a Jack Russell mix, and he's like over 20 pounds now.
Well, these were so tiny, and I could see that one of them looked a lot more like the Yorkie, like because it had just like more Yorkie color. It had like more gray in its fur, and
I know
everything.
Jack Russell's got a lot of energy. Jennifer said they're a pain. She used to have one.
What, a Yorkie and a Jack Russell? I see. Like I'm thinking
Almost
these.
fell off my chair. You just said that?
This not the thing. The weird thing about I've been to a few Amish farms around here, and sometimes the dog will come out and it'll just like look at you, and sometimes it'll wag a tail, sometimes it'll come over. But hi Debbie, they don't seem as assertive as like my dogs would be, because my dogs are so used to being kind of like cooped up that if a
Mhm.
person comes, like, they want to like kiss them, they want to jump on them.
Right.
These dogs aren't doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sweet.
Yeah.
Debbie, it's time for glasses.
I know, right?
That's sweet.
Hey, Debbie. Debbie, I hope you made out okay with all that water and stuff.
Yeah, how is that going? I
What
heard
about?
that it
I
was.
was wondering about Tina Aggie, Tina American Honey Tina, because she lives in Tennessee. I don't know what area.
I mean,
If
I
she
don't.
made out okay.
I don't have television out here. We just have like internet and some streaming. So it's not like I heard a lot about it, except on one show they said this was one of the most deadly storms ever, and I was like,
Right.
"Huh, that's frightening." Oh,
Oh,
she was
okay. She
there.
was in Johnny's this morning. That's good. I'm glad y'all made out okay, Debbie. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean the amount of people that are they've it's just it reminds me of Katrina.
really? I'll get to see. I'll probably get to see stuff. I mean, if we're going to, I still have TV in New Jersey, which I want to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband's like,
Hey,
"What?"
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, you
Yeah,
watch all the flood info on YouTube? Okay. I I guess there's more stuff on YouTube than I realize, because
yeah.
you know, I mean, when I turn on YouTube, it'll show me a whole bunch of things that thinks I want to see, like, I don't know, people dyeing their hair purple. I don't even know why they thinks I want to see that, or like people trying out makeup. I was looking at that a lot 2 years ago, but I think in the last 2 years I've put some lipstick on and maybe like mascara like 5 times. I don't, not a lot.
Wait, you ready to see my project?
Oh, is it your cow project? Oh
He's a
my
little messed up
goodness.
right there.
Oh
He's
my
not
god.
perfect, but he came
No,
out.
it is so cute.
I didn't put his bell on yet, but isn't he cute?
It's really cute. How do you
I
make
mean,
the neck from flopping over so much?
I don't know. I guess I should have. I don't know. I
Well,
mean, I guess it's
maybe
supposed to be a
like
little.
a couple of stitches around, like.
Yeah, I tried that, and then it just kept getting worse. So I don't know, but I'm proud of
Really
him. I
cute.
finished him, but he's not perfect.
That's
Wait, hold on
really,
1 second.
really cute. I know. When I saw her making that, I was like, I'm jealous. I want to make something like that. I mean, I used to know how to. I used to know how to crochet. Yeah, I could do like the single stitch, the double stitch. I even had learned at one point like a triple stitch and a popcorn kind of. I mean, I could do the chain. I still can do the chain. I still can do certain ones, but I think as fancy as I got, I think I did something where they call it like Bargello, where you go
Uh huh.
you make like the zigzag lines, and I made granny square kind of things.
Uh huh. But Teresa's like, well, let's do a scarf. So I did, and my scarf was a little wonky.
And
So I said, I'd rather something I have to count and pay attention to. I mean, I'm not going to tell you some of the pieces that my first leg was this long, and then the next three were this long. So I had to undo that one. I don't even know. Maybe I did I don't know.
I made a scarf that was like 10 feet long, and I had to like wrap it around like so many times. It looked like, and it was kind of off white, so it looked like it was the mummy, after I was done wrapping it. It was.
I like making these little things, but I think I need that fluffy yarn to make some. I was watching this one woman, and that's what she used, but that stuff is expensive.
Once you watch that, now you're gonna get.
Oh, that's all I see on my things.
And then Tony's like, he goes, let's say something weird and see if it pops up, like rock candy. And I go, people don't pay for advertising for rock candy, so I'm not going to see a lot of, that. But when we started to talk about growing squash, oh my goodness, now it's like squash video.
I know. Isn't it crazy? Like whatever you talk about, because John was telling me, Mom, can you help me? I want to do my LLC. That's all that popped up in my feed was starting an LLC. So, Big Brother watches you. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I have a bunch of these Alexa devices. The thing that bugs me is when I call her Siri and she doesn't reply. She doesn't say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But she just stays quiet. I'm like, why aren't you listening to me? And he goes, address her as Alexa. And then
It's like calling your kids the wrong name. I do that all the time.
so then I said, so Alexa, what are you wearing? And she goes, I think she just said, I don't have like I don't know. She said something like I don't have the capacity to answer that or wear clothes but if you say tell me a joke or like if you say Alexa, what does a donkey sound like? She will start making animal noises. So
you can amuse yourself for hours with Alexa.
You kind of, I mean, if you're really, really lonely, I guess you could think that's, I guess, the goal of AI is that it starts to respond back, with like
it's
appropriate
scary,
responses.
It's
I mean, because sometimes she'll say, the only thing I saw about that was, and she'll start, like if you say, how do you make a lasagna? She said, a lasagna is a pasta dish, and and then she'll just say, if you want a recipe, you can.
Right.
Like, it's like, okay.
According to Google or according to Wikipedia.
So funny. But you could say, tell me a joke. They're so corny, these jokes she tells.
I can summon Google in my car.
You can?
Yeah, and ask them stuff.
Hey, Mary Beth. I would like to, in a way. Like, I think that's helpful. See, the Amish people don't know anything about that. I hung out with an Amish lady yesterday for several hours.
Yeah, she went on a friend's play date.
Not really play. It was like she said, do you want to go shopping with me? Which meant take your truck and help me pick up 7,000 pounds of apples. But she bought all these like bushels of apples at some point. That's where I saw the puppy is for sale. But it was nice. And then she was wearing like Crocs and I'm wearing Crocs. And so she said, I like them. I said, I do too. I go, can you wear colors? And she just said, I guess I can. And I do around the house. But I said, but like tie dye? And I don't know if she knew what I meant by tie dye.
Uh-huh.
And, but I asked her, I said, do you have a freezer? And she said, well, I do. It's 5 miles away. And I guess if there's some kind of storage type facility or it's some kind of a facility where there's freezers and it's meant just for the Amish farmers and you can rent like half of it. And so like she goes, inside one door is mine. And
so how long does it take them to drive 5 miles?
I don't know, but it's like, I guess when they have like a side of beef, they would put it there.
Right.
So it doesn't go bad. So like they're kind of, if you ask me, they're a little bit cheating on the test because I asked her if she had a phone and she said, well, we have a phone. They share a phone with several farms and they have an answering machine attached to the phone so that they can, if like whoever listens to the messages can say, you got a message on your phone. And I mean, so it's kind of.
I guess it's not like carrying it in your pocket, right?
No, it's not. Or maybe it's even the Mennonites are much more like, I don't want to say regular people to say they're not regular, but they really aren't regular in the sense that they don't use electricity and their vehicles are horses. So the Mennonites sometimes drive cars. The men dress in jeans and button-down shirts. It's very different.
Jennifer, Craig found you. Hey, Craig.
Hey, Greg. So anyway, it was just fun to hang out with her. And we went to that store that has I guess, like really near the sell by dates, if not like some cans are old and the prices are cheap. So some of the stuff that I had tried was half price yesterday. And so I stocked up on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But
can you imagine? Oh, honey, what do you want for dinner tonight? Oh, let's have ground beef. All right, let me drive 5 miles to get it.
That's what I thought. It's like pretty inconvenient. So I'm wondering, do they eat a lot of? Well, she bought like 4 bundles of spaghetti. I mean, they had it like in the cellophane packages, so she bought 4 of them. So they must eat spaghetti a lot. But she has 4 children, a husband, and her, like in her house now. And she said she had 4 children that are married.
Right.
So I mean, if she has to she cooks for 6.
Mm-hmm.
But like to not
Hey,
have access
G.
to your fridge or your
Right.
freezer. Hi, G.
Hey,
Hi,
Savory
Savory.
Simplicity. Is this your wife, Craig?
Oh,
I think it
is it?
is. I went and subbed to her channel earlier. Uh-oh. Busted, Craig.
My phone out. So,
She's got a cooking channel.
I mean, I have a lot of other questions, and I really am curious. They keep their dogs, I think she says, well, if you have your dog inside the house, it's a whole different thing than if you have your dog outside. I thought she had 2 poodles and a Sheltie cow. All of a sudden, 6 little poodles came running out yesterday. So apparently, she has a lot of poodles. And then I saw that she had a whole yard full of chickens. She thinks
Oh, they
chickens are.
can their meat? Yeah. I was watching people
Oh,
can
that's
chicken,
true.
like jar kitchen. That just don't look good, y'all.
She did say that. I said, so what do you do with your surplus stuff? She goes, well, with our tomatoes, like we'll make tomato juice, we'll make tomato sauce, we'll make stewed tomatoes, and then we can it. And I'm like, okay. So they do can things when they make a lot of it. They'll just put it in one of those mason jars. And
Okay. Yeah, so Sabrina, is her name Sabrina? She makes she cooks on her channel.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
I'm gonna check her out later. So the guy called us. Well, he sent Garrett a text yesterday, and he said they have the plans, the blueprints, and they are applying for permits.
Cool.
So I have to finish packing, y'all.
Do you know
how say a prayer I get the stuff packed in time?
You know how we call stuff blueprints now? Tony's an architect, so he said to me, he goes, there's no such thing as blueprints anymore. People just say that, but
right.
Shut up. It's building.
So I told Garrett, I said, ask him, can he send us a copy, like a picture or something? Because, we signed everything and we don't know. Yeah. I mean, I have what I looked up, which is what I think we're getting.
Yeah. Well, if they have like, I don't know how big it is, but like I'm putting my arms out like 2 feet wide. Like sometimes the plans are huge, and but if I'm sure that they could, in this day and age, take a photograph of it and send you a PDF file.
Yeah, well, they usually have it like on something. Well, Jennifer, they told us after the soil samples, they're going to do the walkthrough. Well, they did. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. But if I'm thinking, if they're already doing all that,
they must know. I mean, maybe
they might have them already. I don't know.
They might, or they might know. Like the only difference would be that they have to put. Is it called a pylon? Like they have to like dig down like an extra.
Yeah, foot. They put pylons in, so that's why it takes.
Hi D.
Soil samples. Hey D.
And if I miss Mary Beth, hi Mary Beth.
No, I told Mary Beth hi.
I want to tell everybody hi.
Well, anyway. Well, tell hi.
Hi everybody. Oh, God, my hair looks so brassy in this light. So yesterday
I packed up all my coffee, my coffee bar, and then there was alcohol at the top, which we don't ever drink it. I don't know why I packed it, but I mean, I do use all the different rums for my cakes. So hey Jeffrey.
Hi Jeff.
That took like this crate thing and another little thing. So I brought all that to my shop because I don't want to put food in storage. So we have our food in the big Rubbermaid containers. And I'll just bring that to my shop and just go back and forth every day and get what we need.
Hi, honey.
Hey, Norton.
Hey, Georgian.
Precious is sleeping behind me, which makes my back hurt, but it's better than having a holder.
I love you. Cool. See,
don't tell nobody. Bella's still sleeping.
Who's still sleeping?
Bella.
Oh. You know, it was so when I woke up this morning, he was
G.
No, not even close.
Show him the bear behind you. It's all bear.
Well, this is just one room. There's nothing. We don't have. I don't know. We don't have. We have a bed and we have 2 outdoor chairs. There's chairs here. I have one rocking chair I brought over, and one little end table that I never used to use, but we're using it now. And I have you guys on a deck box. It's like, I mean, quite frankly, it's very tempting to think like I'm not going to move anything except for my 5 antique things and leave everything behind.
Shit, it's been it's been 3 months for me to try to move out, and it's still. Sabrina helped me get most of the stuff in this office moved out, and she came back, it was full again. She goes, Dawn, didn't we empty this? Like,
yeah.
You know, we the devil.
We cleaned off. Like our dining room table is a folding table, so we, I cleaned it off, but it gets messy every day. And he said, I don't want this house getting messy because I put bags in a drawer. You can't see the bags in the drawer, but you can see his old stuff outside the drawer. Can you see this?
Oh, she's gonna lay over my legs.
He had his head in my arm.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Look at this one peeking over.
I want the little one and the big one.
Oh, I'm knocking glass down.
Well, I already know now because I have a new bed. I don't need my old bed because it's a king size. And do you remember once Jennifer said, Suzy, why are you sitting in the closet? And it was because my headboard is taller than me. And it's wood. So it's so weird. Stop it. Anyway. When I was packing the last time, I got a panic attack. And I don't even know why. I was getting terrible anxiety because I don't know if it was just getting down to what am I really going to toss and what am I really going to take? And and I wanted to take my Halloween stuff, and Tony's like, don't take any Halloween. And I'm like, do you know how much money I spent on Halloween stuff every year? I wanted to just bundle it up and try to sell it. And I thought out here, people would pay some money for it. But,
well, you can always come on our auction and sell your Halloween stuff.
It's like,
look, y'all saw how fast she said it.
It's just packing it up. I don't mind selling stuff. It's just, I want people to come and get it and take it away. I don't want, it's heavy. It's big.
Or then put it on Facebook Marketplace. Do it in Jersey before you leave. Maybe. I don't think the Amish wants Halloween stuff.
Well, the Amish people don't, and they won't even know it's for sale. But there's towns around here where people would decorate. I suppose.
You gotta stop.
In that store, they had these full-size candy bars, but that were big, and they were being clearanced out too for fight. She goes, people were buying them for trick or treat. I'm like, if I got a big heavy chocolate bar that was imported from Australia,
do y'all see this?
I'd be so happy.
I'm getting a bath.
You're tasty. You're salty.
You never do that. What is wrong?
You are salty. All right, doggy. Hey, doggy.
Oh God, my whole shit. Almost dropped Precious on the floor.
You said Okay, so do you know that how like every other word out of my mouth is a bad word? So
Uh-huh. I'm trying to get better, but I don't
Tony
think
said, he goes, you better not say, and he said some of the words I shouldn't say because I string along some like very colorful sentences.
oh, me too.
And he goes, if you stick to like sh, sugar honey iced tea, and like maybe even the f bomb, but like he goes, if you start talking about like the I don't know, because we used to like there was a store near us, and it was called
Bella, stop.
Jesus Book and Gifts. That's the name of the store. Jesus Books and Gifts. So he goes, my father would make that a curse. He said he would be like, he'd be stuck in traffic and he'd be like, Jesus Books and Gifts. like, and, and so like we started saying it as a joke, kind of like Jesus Books and Gifts, like the name of the store. And he's like, don't say anything like that. And I go, I don't want to, but sometimes if something happens, things slide out. I very lubricated language. I don't know, just I'm like, oh boy. Oh, see, Jennifer and Gia. It sounds like you want to live together now. Mm-hmm. If Mama's going to move in with you, why didn't you just move to Florida? Why did you move in?
Do what?
Does Jennifer want to move? Maybe she can move next door.
Oh.
She could have friends. Move to one
You
of
can
our
go
towns.
shopping with the Amish lady. Y'all can make a trio. You, Suzy, and the new friend.
I want to
fun.
She got to like if she gets pickup truck rides, I want a buggy ride. It's only fair. Oh my husband is spraying dandelions in the lawn, and we're supposed to be having an organic farm. So I want to know what he's spraying because knowing him, it's something that's like not good. What happened to Florida? Well, prices everywhere are insane.
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey.
Hold on a second.
Hey, Jane. How are you?
Hey, Jane. Good morning. Go and look at my husband outside the window.
Yeah, I got that jewelry haul from my little honey hole, and the good thing about it is I get to pick what jewelry I want. It wasn't a great week that week, but
You didn't show me.
Oh, I did a video yesterday. Go watch.
I want to say I don't come for videos. What are you crazy?
No, it's this.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I got a lot of Talbot.
You can like slow down.
Call this. I know it's like beaded, but like, is there a certain technique you would call that?
Are those like bike? I can't even see each individual. You mean like when it's like wrapped around itself, like sort of like a tube of beads?
Yeah, it's like a tube.
Are the beads glass?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, if they're glass, they have intrinsic value. I don't know what you would call that. Jane would probably know. I mean, I would think
they're from Talbot's. I have this
a woven rope of some sort.
Yeah, because I got this one too. This one, a short one.
Those are pretty beads. I like them. I would make a lot of earrings.
It has a great magnetic clasp on it.
Oh, I like that too.
It fits in.
I could never. I mean, I can't do anything behind my head, so I would have to do it in the front. But I have like no fingernails now. I can't open up little teeny tiny clasps.
Well, there's like 2 little notches that it'll fit flush in there. Now this one doesn't open, I guess, because it's a long one, but it still has that.
I think I need new glasses already because these didn't last long at all. I can't see again. I mean, I can see. Oh, I went to the what do they call it? The building where you get your driver's license, motor vehicle.
The DMV.
Yeah, they don't really call it the DMV here, but it's something like that. And anyway, they gave me the eye test, and when I looked with one eye, it was like, let's say letters starting like CVM. And then on the other line, it was like PN. And I'm like, what is this? Why am I seeing two different, like line 4 had two different. I think like I think he had it lodged in between two of them.
Uh-huh.
When I looked straight ahead with both eyes, I saw mostly the one that said like CVM, but the last letter, I couldn't tell if it was a C, a G, or an O. It was rounded, but the end of it was kind of blurry.
Stop. I'm gonna call Thomas and see.
Anyway, the guy that was doing all the tests, he was like kind of a.
Let me go wake up Thomas to take her out.
He had no personality, that guy, man. The lady that was doing Tony's information was like reading off the questions, doing it for him. He just handed me the form and said, fill it out. And all the words were small. They want to make sure you're not memorizing. It was just weird. I mean, and then Tony just looked in and went like, D. And I'm like, show up. And I was just like, it was very strange. So I decided to go with the right eye. And I did those. And he looked at the other lady and I don't know what they said. And then they go, do you see anything in your periphery? And I go, flashing yellow lights. And they said, but is there one or two? And I was like, two? Yeah, I guess. Well, probably that would help to have eye drops because, the thing is, out here where I'm in Pennsylvania, I don't have anything magnified enough that I can see what I'm doing. So if I take the glasses off, I can't even tell where my eyeballs are. I mean, I'd be like squeezing them into my forehead. It's just, I need, in New Jersey, I have a 10 times magnifying mirror attached to the wall, which I need to get here because we have a nice medicine cabinet, but I wanted to put on mascara and I take my glasses off and I can't even see eyeballs anymore. It's almost like I have to kind of approximate.
Hey, Robin.
So if I have mascara and it looks like it's going all the way up to my eyebrows, it's because I can't see where my eyes are. Or anything.
That's it. I can't either. That's why I put it on without a mirror. I've learned to do that.
I can't take the chance because then I once saw myself in a magnified mirror and I had blotches and I had chin hair that I didn't see. It was like, oh my God, I have to go home. I can't be out in public looking like I look. And normally I assume everybody can't see like I can't see, but that's not true. Young people can see everything. They can see that you haven't taken care of your plucking needs and in a year, they know.
I can remember when I was younger and my mom goes, I can't see that without my glasses. I'm like, I'm sure you can't see that without your glasses. Well, guess what?
Well, if I take my glasses off and I put my glasses down and I'm feeling like a little strained, I can't even see where I put my glasses. So it's like I say I'm feeling up my house. Right. I start going around tapping on the furniture. It's like, ugh.
I know I can't see nothing. Half the time I can't see with my glasses. So
well, that's the thing. Now these are starting to feel like my brother. I'm just interjecting. He had a cataract surgery, and he said now I can see without glasses, and I can see colors I didn't see before. And I'm like, wow, what did they put in your eyes? Maybe he was colorblind. He goes, all of a sudden,
put a lens in.
Yeah, they put a new lens, and now he's like, I can see colors.
It's amazing.
Isn't that weird? It's so weird. You see hair everywhere. When I do kind of concentrate on my clothing, I see hair everywhere.
When I wore contacts, it was so nice because I could pluck my eyebrows, put my makeup on without having I could see, and I was like, oh damn, But my eyes are so dry, I can't wear them.
Without glasses now, I don't know. I mean, how as you age, you lose some weird. I was just watching this plastic surgeon talk about how your eyes change, and so you lose some fat down here, and then so a lot of people get like a little bit of a droop, which makes you have like a bag here. So I have that. And anyway, I took my glasses off and I said, I look like I'm my grandmother, how she looked like when she was 80. It was like scary.
Stop it.
It was like, I go, I'm kind of glad I have I feel like the glasses hide that whole crap that's going on. I don't know. You're in your late 20s before you knew women get facial. Yeah, well, I don't know. My mom was very concerned about a few like little horse hairs she got on the side of her chin. And she said, promise me. I want you to promise me. She goes, if I'm out of it, that you will take my electric razor and take care of it for me so I'm not embarrassed when the doctors come in and examine me. And guess what? She became like a little out of it. And I noticed. So I did it for her. And she woke up in the middle and she started like hitting me. And I said, Mom, you wanted me to do this. And then at some point she went, oh, okay. And she realized it kind of occurred. I guess she understood that I was just taking care of her. But she was hitting me pretty hard.
Stay hairy.
I know. I mean, like you wonder at some point, like, should you just, I don't know. She wanted to be like that. I'm like, okay, I can handle it. That's what my brother and my father used to always like let me do stuff with her. And I'm like, yeah, whatever it was, like good news, bad news, everything. But the bad news especially. Oh boy, not good. Well, the reason I got that magnifying mirror, I said to Tony, I go, I can't see what's happening because without that mirror. So unless you want me to start growing a beard or a mustache, I said, that thing came in the mail next day. It was like,
all right, Debbie, be careful.
Take care, Debbie. But I was laughing because there's somebody in our family, I'm not going to name names, but like she apparently lets anything happen. And it's not normal to see a woman with like that. I mean, if you want to have that, fun. But
thank God. Let me knock on wood. That's not real wood. I don't have that issue yet.
You don't have it? Like, it's not like
I've always had very, very fine
hair. There's like some coarse hairs, even if they're white or blonde. You like when the sun hits them, you can still see it. But I have I'm being very honest. Like there's about 4 or 5, like one down, like one I can't hardly get to. Like every once in a while, I'm like, that one looks kind of brown, and it's.
Wait, like Garrett had one like right here by his side. We were going somewhere. I'm like, let me pull it. He didn't say nothing, so I yanked it, and I didn't get it. I said, wait, I didn't get it. He goes, just leave it. Just leave it.
When I cut Tony's hair with the clippers, sometimes I'll go on his ear. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Do you want to have like a few hairs?" I'm like, "Really? You don't want me to take care of it?"
Too funny.
I'm like, if I had weird hairs growing out of my ears and I was at the beautician and they decided to help me out, maybe they should ask, but you'd be like, no, I was growing like a comb over from my earlobe,
Oh my goodness.
Man.
That is funny.
Like, the hair stops growing on the head in some spots, but then it starts growing crazy on the eyebrows or the ears or I don't know, maybe even the nose hairs. They always have all these nose hair trimmers, and I used to think, do people's nose hairs get that out of whack that they have to?
I think they do.
And then I'm like,
and then the ears.
And then like I looked at myself, I go, oh wow. Like I don't usually look at myself from the very side. But you know, if someone gets really close and has good eyes and they're up in like some direction, you can see it. So
You ever see these guys that get their nose and their ears waxed?
the nose on the outside wax or the nose like
Inside.
oh
They put the stuff on the nostril and they plug them, and then they do the ears, and then they just, oh.
oh. But you know, and then they think like I didn't. My friend went for a eyebrow waxing, and the woman said to her, "Don't you want me to do your chin and your mustache?" And she goes, "I don't have a mustache." And then the esthetician or what she went, and she goes, "I have one." And she goes, so
I'm afraid that if I do it, it'll like get black and stiff and prickly and.
no, I think it's this is the thing when if you have hair growing, and then you shave it off, it's not going to come in like fast and furious. What happens is sometimes like when a hair grows out, the very end of it is a point, and when you cut the point, it's flat. So it just feels more like it's thicker, but it's not really thicker. It's the same without the point, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So it's kind of like anyway, it's not. It's they say it doesn't happen. You could just be at an age though where your stuff is starting up. I'm finding I was getting upset a while back that like before my head was going gray, I had gray eyebrows, and I thought, why? It's just not fair. And I'm like, it was so weird for me to think like I had gray eyebrows and not gray hair.
I know my eyebrows are getting gray, and it's like
Tony's mustache is like has like red hairs and brown hairs and black hairs and white hairs and gray, silver hair. It's like, what is that?
It's a rainbow.
He goes, it was always like that. I always had strange color hair. He used to say his hair used to appear green. And I'm like, you are colorblind. Because I have never seen anybody with naturally green hair. It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, my hair appeared green. That's why I never trust him with picking colors now. Because as soon as he said his hair was green, I thought, yeah. Uh-huh. And I'm looking to see if he's here because I don't want to talk about him right in front of his face. What else did he say? Oh, he said that you know how there's these cars now that have like a very saturated, it looks like they take a gray car, they don't put any metallic on it, and then they put like white paint in it, and it's shiny, but I say the color looks flat, even though the surface of the color is coated shiny. And he goes, that's not what flat means. I go, but it means like that in my head. It looks
like satin, maybe.
It just looks like though they're not metallic colors, they're very saturated colors. Like it was a trend for the last 2 or 3 years. Like you'll just see a car driving by and it'll be like blue, but it's very blue and not metallic blue.
Because you know what? A lot of people get their cars wrapped.
Well, it's just a new thing that they were doing that they'll take away. Like in 2 years' time, they won't have it anymore, and it'll date your car. It's just
right because they get those car wrappings, and then they pay a lot of money.
Okay, Lisbeth says panic buying is going on, so if you need stuff, get it now. What are you talking about?
Oh, because they were saying because of the strike at the ports, there's going to be a shortage of stuff. And one of the professors at at Tulane College said the thing that causes the shortage is people panicking and buying it all up. He said that's what causes the shortage.
It's called.
So Haley was making an order at Walmart, and she goes, people were buying cat food, cat litter. She said you can't. There was none on the shelves. No paper towels, no toilet paper.
Well, it's called fear and consumption. It's kind of like a cycle, but yes, that is. They said that there would have been plenty of toilet paper during COVID if people didn't buy like rooms of toilet paper.
Yes.
Oh, you see, no, but that makes me want to go and buy up like even more bags of dog food because I keep thinking, somebody told me that there was like a bird flu that cows were catching, and they were putting down herds in the South. So he said, that that beef prices are going to go through the roof. So I don't
We
know
have
if this is
birds here.
if you have a he goes, if you have a freezer, you might want to get like a quarter of a cow or half a cow. And I'm like, huh? I never even I don't know where I can get it, but like I never even thought to get
From
it.
your Amish friends.
I was asking him about that.
My mom used to buy, I can remember when we were young, my uncle had a farm and she'd buy like a half a side of beef. And the people who cut it, like they would put it all in a big box and my mama would wrap it. And back then they used freezer paper and, you know, and mark it all. Cause I remember writing on it for her, you know, TP and coffee.
Now that you say it though, you feel like it. This is how it spreads because I'm feeling now like, well, maybe I should get like powdered milk, or maybe I should get like a couple cans of evaporated milk, or I wish they made lactose free stuff, but yeah,
Well,
like
they make shelf stable milk.
toilet paper and coffee, definitely.
Definitely coffee. Oh my
Or,
God.
if I can't have coffee, I'll drink tea, but it just doesn't feel the same. Coffee's a little bit too irritating to my insides right now. But tea is so like not enough for me
Mhm.
that so I have to decide. This is so sad. I have to decide if I'm going to be a D or a C because there's never a normal.
But when you have like ulcers and stomach stuff, they tell you don't have it, whether it's decaf or not.
Okay, well, I had a cup today, a little bit, just because I was going the opposite way, and I'm very earthy, and I'm telling you all my personal business. But I've been having like pains at night. I'm I didn't take my antacid pill for about a
I
month.
mean, when you say that you get pain right after you eat, that's how I felt when I had my ulcers.
Ah. And then around 7 o'clock, I'm so bloated, and I have like, I feel like I'm pregnant in my upper. I feel like it's like my stomach becomes a push-up rock. It's like, ugh,
Hmm.
it's like horrible. And then and I don't want anything touching my body. I'm so swollen and bloated and bloated. It's a horrible feeling. But I thought maybe like when one or two times I got the pain, I thought that could be an ulcer.
Hmm.
It could be for sure. I don't know. It's no fun in Suzy intestinal world. My GI tract is screwed up now.
Oh, girl,
I'm
that's
gonna
not fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope I can get it all done on the same day, but like, I don't want to hear the results either because like it can't be good. This is not normal. Something's wrong with me. I have to
Mhm.
be like there's something. It could be and ulcers don't just go away bing bang boom. It's hard to heal. Sometimes they don't heal. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
it's caused
hard.
by a
I had 6
bacteria.
at one time. It was horrible.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, like, when I started taking that D/mannose powder
Uh-huh.
for urinary tract health, I read that could give you bloating. And
Oh,
I stopped
okay.
taking it, and then I felt better the next day. So I'm going, oh, that's what it was.
So you think that's what it is?
But it was short lived because,
Yeah.
3 days later I started getting bloated again. So I don't know. I think it could be a concert of like everything acting together and screwing
Hmm.
me up, or me even because I'm stressed out. I'm
Right.
eating like things with
I
more.
mean, you've been under a lot of stress lately. Hey, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. Maybe like more grease or more like sugar than I
Mhm.
should have, and yeah, like
Sugar
if
irritated,
if you have like even like a swollen pancreas, you're not supposed to have fat. Well, if I'm putting butter on bread, so I even stopped with the bread. I was trying to like limit that kind of thing. But even though like I'm not 100% doing, I guess if you have celiac, you can't even have like breadcrumbs or crackers or
not even a crumb.
right.
I lived it for 3 years.
Yeah, the only gastroenterologist that I did go to never wanted to do it on the same day.
That's because
And
he wanted more money.
right. And
Mine
so
always does both.
now I'm officially Pennsylvanian in that like I registered in Social Security as Pennsylvanian, and I registered for insurance in Pennsylvania. And the people in New Jersey, my doctor keeps saying, well, we can still take your insurance. Well, if they're not on a first tier of my plan, it's going to be 100% out of pocket. I don't want to do it. So I'm
And
going
then if it's out of network now,
right. She says, we take your insurance. I go, well, taking it and my insurance not thinking you're like not on tier one is a different thing.
right?
And so I got to find out.
Yeah, because when I went and had my surgery in Texas, like my husband's insurance didn't cover it because it was out of network.
Right.
Mine
Well,
covered it, but his didn't.
well, and this is the thing too. Now, Tony doesn't understand why I'm thinking this. I go, don't you think I should just start getting involved with Pennsylvania doctors? Because what if there is something on the test and then I have to go for treatment? I'm not gonna be driving 4.5 hours to get like to see a doctor to tell me the results of a test. I'd rather it be here. And then,
Right, and you can
although,
get established there with a doctor, and
I mean, I kind of wish I had just done it in New Jersey back in the day, except for the fact that I had a $5,000 deductible and it would have cost a lot of money.
right.
So I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it here instead. And the only reason why I'm motivated to do it is because I'm in pain. Because I'm a kind of avoidant person. I would avoid it for real. Yeah. You know how sometimes doctors will call you with results, and nowadays they literally say come in. And then if they say come in, and they can sometimes just tell you by phone or on the chart, the internet chart. Then you think, what are they going to tell me? They're going to tell me
Right.
I have like some serious problem that involves chemotherapy. And
Right, and it makes you worry.
yeah,
I don't mind, like, if it's okay, if everything is good. Like my endocrinologist, her nurse will call and say everything looks good.
right.
My regular doctor, he'll put it on a thing, like he'll make a note on the labs, everything looks good or whatever.
Well, all I know is the one time I did do a mammography and it did not look good. I got a phone call that night.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that was the most frightening phone call. Because she's like, I just have to let you know that we didn't like the test. There was something on it that was, and can you come back in for like this, that, and the other? And then, the next thing you know, like they're drilling holes in me. So it was, it's never.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
And then, I'm not the kind of person that I know that this is going to sound strange, but the time that I had like 2 core biopsies, and then they said, we want to do surgery, or we could just watch and wait, or like do another core biopsy. And I'm like, these choices are like, if you think I have a chance to have cancerous tissue, I want you to take it out. And if you could look at a microscope right away and see, and then you have my permission to do the mastectomy then. Just like the idea of going home, being in pain for a few days, then having to go back and then being in pain again. And I'm like, that's just too much for me to handle.
Exactly.
So I woke up and she said, you have issues, but it's not cancer. So I said, well, okay. So, they sewed me up and I healed. I've had 2 surgeries on my breast, and I've had 2 core biopsies. And the core biopsies, quite frankly, hurt worse than the surgery. And they healed slower for some weird reason on me. But that surgery was no picnic either. They made me wear like all these like kind of like all these layers of bras, and then I had bandages under it. And then even like 5 months later, I remember holding a cereal box and it touched, and I was like, it still hurts. But anyway, I'm just saying, I can't be that person that could just be like, it is what it is. I'll just, they tell me it's cancer, I'm like, no,
No.
And and if they say I need something like surgery like that, I want them to do it like in 10 minutes because I don't want to go home and wait.
Right.
I'm like, can't you take out your knife and just do it? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't, I'm,
Oh, and speaking of breast, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
yes. So, yeah, I'm rolling my eyes. So, that was another thing. They wrote out a prescription for me to go get that done in New Jersey, and maybe I could use it out here. Like, they, if I get a prescription from my gynecologist's office, they will make me do a diagnostic and a sonogram
Mm-hmm.
just because they can,
Right.
and that's 100% out of pocket. But if I have a regular one, it's considered a screening, and they don't charge me for it.
Okay.
So, like, can't you just do the regular one? And if something's wrong, then I go and do the one I have to pay for. And they're like, they roll their eyes. I'm like, it's not fair. I mean, it's just like if I had money for all this, I'd be like doing it in 10 minutes. I'd have my chauffeur drive me
Hey,
to the test.
Claudette.
Don't do that. Hi, Claudette. I don't have a chauffeur, by the way. You know, some months $800 or 1,000 or 1,200 or whatever it is a lot.
Yeah.
October 7th is National Trigeminal Awareness Day. Okay. When is that?
Wow, Glenn. I know when they diagnosed me with celiac, she called me at 7 o'clock at night to tell me. And I was like, what the hell? So, but later they,
Wow. So, so at least like they took care of you right away. I mean,
right.
you know, I'm not good with, I'm a worrying kind of person. So if like something bad happened at 4 and by 6 I was getting treated, I think I would prefer that.
Right. Hey,
For
Denise. It is, Mary Beth. It
it's,
is.
yes, Mary Beth, 100%.
I have a
It,
brother in law who has cancer, and he's been doing the treatments. And he was giving them $500 towards his bill, and they said, nope, we want 6,800. They just quit treating him. They refused to give him his treatments.
so, like, Lizbeth, where do you live that the panic buying is happening? Because I went to the stores and it was crowded, but they weren't emptying it out. Like, maybe it's because they were all Amish people shopping in the store.
Well, Haley said there was no toilet paper available. She was making an online order. No cat food, no cat litter, no toilet paper. And she was
Really?
able to buy one roll of paper towels.
I'm going to tell my husband we need to get it, and he's going to be mad about it. But because he's like, we just got some paper towel. I'm like, I don't care about the paper towels. I have like rags I can wipe counters up with. And I have a
Right.
towel if I want to dry my hands. I don't need a paper towel, but I do need toilet paper. I don't want to.
Right, it is. And that's what they made the thing about. But when our local, professor at one of our big colleges said the panic and the shortage is when people panic and go and buy everything.
I know, but that's the point. Like, I feel like because I do use the toilet paper, my Amish friends are probably thinking, you could just use a t-shirt cut up and rinse it out. And I'm like, but okay, you can.
Right. Wait, the preppers, you can buy these little prepper toilet papers. They're like a little disc, and you wet them and they expand. I don't know how I got on a prepper site one time,
I did.
and
I'm getting them too. I don't
and
know.
they had these little pellets, and you wet it, and then there's your toilet paper.
See, and then all the people who have like that prepper or prepper forward, I don't know what to say. Like the people that are into prepping, they're all saying, "Ha I told you it would happen again." Thank you,
Yeah,
Joe.
I
It's
don't
just,
know, girl.
you know, this is the thing about
Wow.
um, I don't know where you live, and I don't know how many fleas and ticks are in your area. But if you do flea and tick treatment, it it's effective the first month 100%, and the second month it's like 90%, and then it drops down to about 75%. So if you skip like a few months, it's not the end of the world unless you're like living in a intensely tick and flea filled environment. So I wouldn't get that upset. Like you could start doing it every other month. And my vet actually told me, but I live in the north, that like it's not as imperative to do it over the winter at all. And he said, so he goes, the chemicals aren't that great anyway. So he says, start doing it in March for us, because that's like when
we have to do
activities.
Yeah, we don't have ticks, but the fleas. Oh my God. In the summertime, it's horrible.
And anyway, so you also maybe could do a collar and just put the collar on the dogs, like when they're outside, and then take the collar off when they're inside. It's possible. And then you can just be aware.
She said he just ordered 2 cases of toilet.
All right, I want to.
Now we know why we can't get none.
I mean, I saw some really cheap toilet paper on Amazon, and I didn't order it. But now you're making me like want to go on down.
I'm picky. I buy Scott because when the kids were little, it went the furthest. But we just stuck on it. Now my mama uses that fancy schmancy Charmin. That's about this thick. Well, girl, if I go there and my kids use the toilet paper,
they'll use it for the roll, right?
It's this thick. Oh my God, they'll use 1 roll in a day. She'll have a cow. Right, Jennifer?
Yeah, I don't like it either. I feel like I could use a roll a day if I use that Charmin. But if it's like the ones that are not as fluffy, I keep that a week.
Well, I may have to buy Precious some more food because we use that stupid meaty crap that's soft for her. Bella, I have an extra bag. Right, on water. You're right, Claudette.
So Amazon has their own brand of toilet paper, and you can get a pack of 6 for $6.31.
Does water go bad?
Okay, water from the tank or from if you have bottled water and it's not open, it's good for a long, long, long time. But if you have like water from a tap in a bottle, it will grow bacteria and get green.
Like we still have, and I didn't realize until Thomas goes, Mom, I have all that water in my room from Ida. It's like the gallon jugs of water that they gave away.
Oh, that's true.
No, it's just in our house. I didn't know it was in his room.
I don't know. Is it in those like really chintzy plastic?
No, they have nice jugs.
All right.
Like the kind of jugs that you would buy.
I would use it if like a zombie apocalypse. Hell, I'd rather use that than
right. Exactly.
So what do I do?
They gave us canned water by Anheuser-Busch. Crazy.
I'm going to look at my cart. I thought I had cart items. Pick up where you left. It says there's not a zilch, nothing, but what about my saved thing? I'm trying to shop for toilet paper while I talk to you.
Oh my God.
Here it is. They still have it.
Right.
All right. This is the fluffy toilet paper, but it's like $6. A pack of 12 is $5.69, and it's free delivery. Why wouldn't I get that?
Well, we bought the giant pack from Sam's last time we went. I don't know how much we have left. My kids seem to go through so much toilet paper.
Those are good.
Thank you, Janice. So I don't know. Y'all don't forget to watch Dawn's Deals tomorrow with Teresa. We got Dee and Joe Mouse on as our guest, and Jennifer will be our moderator. Jennifer, I added you back to my intro. Just want you
if you do the subscribe and save, they give you 20% off.
I know, and I did that for my D Manos, and I keep getting bottles. I only take it once a day, so
now
I need to unsubscribe.
Or anyway. So do I try the Amazon basic toilet paper? What? It's $25.
What, you can get the Scott for $25 at Sam's.
I
Did
never
y'all
signed
try
up for
Sam's
Sam.
yet?
No, they raised the price on the membership, and I
Sometimes
thought,
they'll have a special, and you can get it for like $24.
right. Scott Comfort Plus. That sounds like something my husband.
Gee,
What?
wow.
I did that during the pandemic. I went and waited on a line and bought like hand sanitizer, and I sold 12 units of it in one day, which was the most I ever sold on eBay. And then they took down my site the next day because they said you're gouging, and I wasn't gouging. I was charging like $7 or $8 for 2 bottles, and I was thinking, okay, I'm making some money on it, but I wasn't like charging $25. I was just charging what, the I bought some for
Oh,
$6
wow.
and I was charging like 7. But when
Let's
I
go.
bought it for $1, I still charged.
Right. Hey, Deborah. I guess I'm going to
Hi,
go to the store.
Deborah. How you doing?
I guess I'm going to go. Hey, Kevin.
Are you going to go now? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Hi, Deborah.
Kevin, I haven't made it to your channel in a bit. Life has been happening. So sorry. But if you guys are not subscribed or don't go to Tuber Chat and you're trying to grow your channel, you need to go. Thank you, Kevin. Oh my God, it just popped in my head. It is Kevin, right? Oh my God. Am I calling him the wrong name? My brain ain't working today, y'all.
I can't shop on with the
No,
phone.
she's shopping instead of talking to us.
I'm buying toilet paper. You got
She's
I'm
buying
sorry.
toilet paper.
Tell me there's not going to be toilet paper. That's the one thing I want to have. I mean,
Oh my God. I threw away so much stuff in my pantry. I was packing my pantry. Oh my God.
I'd rather have toilet
No,
paper than
rotate
food.
stuff because I had so much in the back that, and then, when that doctor said, oh, try your gluten-free diet again, I bought all that stuff and now I don't doing it. I'm not doing it. Whatever. And you know how much that stuff costs? Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, Deborah said Costco had very little toilet paper. If you're just coming in, we are talking about how people are panicking with toilet paper.
All right. I'm going to buy 4 packs.
Which is causing the shortage because people are panicking and buying it. It's crazy. Crazy.
All right. My husband's going to say, what?
Guys, feel free to drop your links. Tony's going to say, you want to go buy what?
I just ordered, let's see. I think I ordered 4 packs of toilet paper. That's not. Look, if it really
You better look on Amazon for prepper toilet paper.
I can't help it. Like he just said he ordered a case. I ordered like 4 12-packs.
Right?
What?
Crazy. It is crazy, Claudette.
Just having this show, he bought a case, I bought 4 packs. It's like we're creating the
shortage. Stop
right
it.
here with all
Stop
of these
it.
people watching.
I'm not buying toilet paper. I'm looking
all
for
of our thousands of fans are going to be buying toilet paper. Hi, Kevin from Super Chat.
Look.
Are you buying it too?
No, I want to show you.
What are you showing me? Oh, 500 of them? That means you
So
can
it
clean your
says
poop 500 times. How much is it?
they're toilet paper, compressed, reusable toilet wipes, camping toilet paper, coin tissue, survival paper, 500 of them.
How
It's
much?
effective.
How
Well,
much
it
is it?
depends. The smallest one is $12.48.
Is it for 500?
And that one, and there's only 4 left. Wait, I'm trying to, it won't open. Oh, it's it. I guess that one is 50.
Look, people used
The
to use
500 one, it only costs you 7 cents per count. And that one is the 500.
All right. How much is it? Because I can't do math.
It's 32.83 for 500 tablets. And they're reusable.
They're reusable.
Yes, they're reusable.
All right. So if it gets down, look, we're still gonna have electricity, right? If I don't have electricity, I'm gonna be taking water out of my fountain down there and like trying to put it in my toilet bowl.
Right. Let me see.
People used to use leaves in the old days. The leaves are.
if it's biodegradable.
Leaves are falling. We can't use leaves. Better buy toilet paper. That's all I'm saying.
Well, back in the day, they always said use the Sears catalog.
What is the Sears catalog?
We don't have those. You don't know what a Sears catalog is?
No, I'm saying, but there's no more Sears catalogs.
I know.
It's like
I know.
And there's no phone.
How many of you don't know what a Sears catalog is?
I know what it is. My friends used to circle the Christmas stuff they want.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
She would say, circle 4 things that you want and you'll get one of them.
I know, and it took you hours to go through the book.
And then my friend's little brother used to look at the bra pictures and giggle. And he'd be like, she's in her underwear. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to see. It's hypoallergenic, suitable for both adults and kids and even babies.
But that's
bonus, 4 cases. It starts to compose in 3 weeks. It biodegrades naturally. If you have number 2 on board, you have 2 choices: a biodegradable natural fiber wipe or biodegradable leaf. Either works.
Look, I'm going to tell you something, and this is just the truth. If I have like my IBSD, and I can probably go through about 20 of those things in one morning. So it's not going to be cost effective for me.
Right.
And then I'm supposed to take it and then put it in my yard in the compost pile.
Yeah, the Uline catalog it's a nice size.
Oh, I love those old homes that people bought. Those Sears homes were so craftsman cottagey, so cute.
It decomposes.
We have a compost bin, but I don't want to. Well,
you would have to make a compost hole for.
We have a septic tank, right? And where the field of like water that leaches out, the grass is very tall. So,
thank God, we never had a problem with our septic tank when we had, because we just got sewage and probably. Maybe
you said you never had a problem with it, or you had a problem?
We didn't. We never did.
All I'm saying to you is that the grass that grows in the field of where it like leaches out is very long. So apparently,
that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. We never had a problem.
Grass loves it. It's weird. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put it on my vegetables for sure. It's like horrible. Ugh.
Right. Well, you would have to make dig a second hole for it. In the corner somewhere.
Well,
right?
This is when I'd have to like want to talk to my Amish friends and say, "Can you show me how to build an outhouse?"
Right.
What did you use back then? They probably used like the equivalent of like a hand towel, and then they washed it. Yeah.
My husband teases me all the time that we had an outhouse when I was little. I said we did not have an outhouse when I was little. That well, they didn't have one in the house we had, but my grandpa built one. So by the time I was growing up, they had it. So my sister said she had it, and she'd go in there. My dad would hunt nutria because they would sell the pelts. So, and she said the pelts were all hanging in there. It was so creepy.
You call it nutria? We call it nutria. Nutria. Nutria.
You know we don't say
they're like
we don't say nothing right here.
They're like beaver. Like I had a vest made out of fur, and they said it's nutria or something. And if it's sheared, it's like beaver. Anyway, corn husk.
Jane said corn husk is the best.
Well, if corn husks are the best, I probably could get some from like there's a cornfield right now on my street.
that seems stiff, Jane.
You know, everything is going to seem not right if we don't toilet paper.
Just don't grab a poison ivy leaf. Oh. Leaves of 3, leave it be.
Oh my gosh. My friend, back in the 80s, she got married, and she said she went on a camping trip with her husband. So she chose, I don't know, she took a leaf from a poison sumac, poison oak or something. So all her crotchular area, her crotchular region, and her behind.
Crotchular? Is that a word?
Yeah, like so her whole Netherlands was covered in, I'll just say poison ivy.
Oh my God.
Her wedding night. And her husband was crossing a creek, stepped too hard, went down far in between 2 rocks, and he broke his ankle. So he was in a cast and crutches.
Thing.
And she had poison ivy all in her Netherlands. So they had a good honeymoon.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
I hope they redid it. Hey, Papa Smurf, run.
Yeah, that's funny. Not good options.
Right. We have a lot of poison ivy here.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, you could always just like get one of those shower spray nozzles and do like the bidet type thing. Rinse it.
My boys, we bought a piece of land and we were clearing it, and my boys got a hold of some poison ivy. Let's just say they had it in their Netherlands too. It was full of things.
That's sad. Anyway.
Well, you see, back in the day, I didn't know leaves of 3, let it be. So
both of the dogs are passed out.
That's good. Precious is sleeping on my lap.
It looks like my living room area is littered with dogs. They were just sleeping a couple hours ago. Now they're sleeping again. Well,
oh yeah, I mean it's painful.
Every time we hit the road, those dogs don't sit or lay down. They just, Norton stands there the whole time with his tongue out, looking nauseous.
Wow.
But he doesn't seem to, he's like, why do you think he looks sad? I go, I don't know. It's the way he's standing. He's going, and his head's down. Roxy will lay down.
Tell these people, yes. I did that. Walmart, they sent me a thing to say Garrett's Ozempic was ready. I mean, ready to be filled. So I said, yes. Now they send it me again. Would you like to fill? Huh? Did you know you can easily transfer prescriptions to Walmart?
Well, look, yeah. I kind of have another thing to say about toilet paper. They manufacture a lot of toilet paper in the United States, and and like usually in the suburbs of a lot of major cities. So there really shouldn't be a need for toilet paper. Like, we don't get it from China. We get it from like New Jersey. So like, I don't understand why everybody's buying stuff like that.
I know.
I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me.
It's panic.
Yeah. It is. I was just thinking about it. I mean, because I think that there's a toilet paper manufacturer in Pennsylvania that's near here, the Markel plants. There's a huge Markel plant in New Jersey. And I
Yeah.
think,
Did you
and
like it, Ron? I'm sure she'll love it.
that's sweet.
My next animal's gonna be a giraffe.
I know. I mean, I don't know, but I would guess.
You know what? It helped me like unwind at
Well,
night
that's
instead of
good.
playing computer stuff where I can't see when I'm finished.
Computer games, I'll tell you, are not always relaxing. And if you don't buy, I don't know. Like I on my phone they offered me ad free $6.99, and on my iPad they offered me ad free $9.99, and it made me mad that it costs more for ad free on my iPad,
Right,
and I so on purpose I'm not buying ad free,
right.
and I don't
What's
want
the
to pay.
crochet? Hello.
Hello, and I don't know how long I'm going to be like playing this game. I don't want to like cheap about it, but they put ads in every 5 minutes or less. It's like, oh, it's not
Well,
relaxing.
I don't ever buy stuff. Like there's this one game up there, and they'll give you these four things every so often. So I log in a couple times and I'll get those little things, and that's it. What? You leaving? Okay. Good morning. It's nice to wake up at 9:51 in the morning. Ain't no fun.
I want to eat food.
It wasn't. It was at 4:30 this morning, honey. John came in last night off the boat. Well, he's like a bull in a china cabinet. I hear now. I packed up all the food in totes, and I have written on it canned goods, dry goods. So I had cereal, but I had 2 boxes of cake mix on top of it. I can hear him slamming cabinets. I'm like, it's empty. Can't you see? So I had to get up, show him where the cereal was, because he can eat a whole box of cereal and a gallon of milk at night. So I have to go buy milk because I walk in. So I went to the bathroom. I come back in through the kitchen, and he's drinking milk out the carton. I'm like, oh, nobody knows. I said, I know.
Nobody knows. That's not the point.
I know. Girl, I was so mad at him.
If he had his own personal milk and he wanted to like bathe in it, that's his business, right? Don't be drinking your milk.
That's what I told him. Buy your own milk, put your name on the carton. Nobody else will drink it, and you can drink out of it all day long.
Really?
But don't drink out of my milk.
Don't say nobody knows. I mean, like, I certainly
Nobody's gonna
know.
know.
Everybody else is going to know because I'm going to tell them.
They're gonna know because I'm gonna tell them all.
Yeah.
And I told you, Daddy. So no.
It's like I would say this is now his milk, and make him go to the convenience store and get me
Exactly. And go buy me another one. Because
That's
Thomas had bought that one when he went to the store to get his stuff, Oh, it makes me
I mean, it's I never used to think much of stuff like that. I mean, like when you were a teenager, didn't you ever like someone say, "Oh, here, have a sip of my beer" or something, and you take it? You're like, you don't think twice about it, right? But as you get older, I think
right. Now with all the crap going on,
I don't want other people's
it's
saliva.
Okay. He's leaving again Friday. I love my son home. I don't love the bullshit. But, so he's going to Kansas. He's driving to Kansas. They're renting him a car to drive to Kansas because he's afraid to fly. My son, who's not afraid of anything, is afraid to fly.
Jane, I know it's like kissing, but do you want to kiss everybody? No.
Well, I'm not kissing my son on the mouth.
I didn't even like it when my aunt used to try to plant one on my lips. I'd be like, like a cheek is fine, or like an air kiss, like just go by my ear and go. That's fine with me. I don't need it. I don't need your like lips on my lips.
Right? Yeah. They do. Like a lot of times, Thomas is like, "Mom, you want me to buy this?" And he will, And when Marie's got extra, she'll do that. But it's just crazy. And I don't know where your mouth been.
My mom used to, like, when I lived with my mom, when I was way too old to be living with my mom, which was probably like my early 20s, she used to say, if you want anything special, you get it. And then you put it in a little bag, back then they had paper bags from stores. And she'd say, and write your name, and it's your stuff, okay? But don't be eating my stuff. I'd be like, okay. But she
Well,
said, I
and
will
my
make
boys,
dinner, and if you want it, and I know you're coming, I will prepare a plate for you. She
right.
said, but if you're going to cancel, let me know. Or, if you're, or if you're going to be eating out, let me know. But if I know you're coming on Friday night for supper, I'll make supper for you. And I was like, that's nice. But yeah, if I wanted any other thing, like if I had a cereal thing, I would have to be like, buy my own.
Well, he buys his own cereal. One day he came to the store with me and he bought cereal and milk and he goes, "Damn, Mom." I said, "What do you think I fuss you for all the time?" He will eat a whole bunch of bananas. The doctor called because he had a panic. We had to do blood work the next day. His potassium was a panic level, and I said, "Don't worry about it." He had bananas, the whole bunch. But he's always been my night eater, always.
But it's still
When he was a
not
kid.
healthy to have a whole bunch of bananas. I mean,
No,
like,
it's not. Well, when he was a kid, the therapist, I had to lock the pantry at night.
because I mean, quite frankly, it really, too much potassium is really scary for doctors.
It
And
is.
for probably
It
you,
is.
like it can make your heart go like
Right, but I didn't want him to go and order all kind of stuff because I knew why. Well, I didn't know why immediately. And when I got home and saw the whole bunch of bananas missing, I knew he ate them.
That's a lot of bananas.
So I don't know.
I mean, like, quite after like a banana. I mean, I guess I could maybe at some point in my life eat two, but by the third one, aren't you getting full? I don't know. It's a lot of bananas.
Like Sean likes these certain noodles
I know.
from Amazon. So he gives me his card and I order his noodles from Amazon. If Thomas wants something special, he gives me his card and I order their stuff. But this one, oh my God. And then they each have their own little bin in their room where they put their special stuff. But if I got something, they're going to eat mine. They're going to come in my room and take it. Because I keep my drinks in my office under the table because, and I told him, I said, everybody buys their own drinks in this house. So if you want something special, you better buy it yourself.
Absolutely. Bring your own bottles. And even if the bottle is like Coca-Cola, you get it.
But he, and in the same breath, he's very generous.
I get it, but it's like if in the middle of the night he starts glugging milk, and without a glass, and it's the only milk you have in the fridge. I don't know. I make me mad.
Right. So now, in addition to toilet paper and paper towels, I have to go buy milk.
Did I not say hi to Papa Ron? Hi, Papa Ron.
Oh my God, it's crazy. So crazy.
And quite like honestly, I like cereal, but I like it from time to time. So if it was used up and I couldn't even get cereal that time, when I was in the mood for it, I'd be kind of like bummed. I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but if certain people, when your house is only like two people, even then the other person could be eating your stuff.
Right.
But it works both ways. I could be eating stuff he wants, and he could be eating stuff that I want. But I asked him once, "How do you feel about me getting the last piece of pie?" Like I once saw him taking like the last, and I'm like, "You didn't even ask me if I wanted." And he's like, "Oh, it's like, what did you say? Like Hunger Games here. You got
first come, first serve, right?"
Basically.
Well, Garrett's one of 14, and he said, "This was supper time, and if you wasn't there, you got no food."
Well, Tony was one of 6, and he said like his father took a plate and he went like a spoon of this, a spoon of this, a spoon of this, and then handed it over. And like if a kid got weird, like, "Oh, this is touching my mat," he's like, you just tucking the bees, you eat it.
Look, I used to do that. I used to serve my kids their plates. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh no, Ron. He was thrown out of the house when he was 16 for drinking out the milk carton. I'm gonna have to tell John that.
That's funny.
Do you know I have a friend who was thrown out of the house? He'll probably look at me like,
I bet you don't. I bet you only do it with your own milk now, or not at all.
Right. Wow.
I mean, if I have a container of, like, let's say a bigger container of iced tea, and I'm like in a rush to take a pill and I don't have a glass handy, I'll glug it, but it's mine. I know it's
Right.
mine.
Exactly.
And no one else is drinking out of it. And that's that. But I don't have like, I want to say I don't have hundreds of kids roaming around here. So
Right.
I like you have 100, but you know what I mean? Like I don't have like lots of
I don't
people.
have 100, but it
Yeah.
feels like it sometimes.
I know.
It feels like it.
So do you think if I got a puppy dog that Roxy will kill it? Is it possible?
I don't know. Not if you introduce it right, I don't think.
Somebody said that you really kind of have to crate up the puppy though, because there's a chance that the bigger dogs might play rough and they could get hurt. So it could happen by accident.
Bella does that to Precious. Like she wants to play, but she thinks she's 10 pounds like she is, and she don't realize she's 75, 80. So she's like
when you like Norton's foot is like bigger than this dog's
right.
head. So
right. So when Precious is like standing, like sitting, laying or standing on like the end part of my recliner, then she feels like she's the same size as Bella. So she starts and they'll go back and forth with their mouths. But then Bella took her by her beard and pulled her off the sofa. And then when Precious goes, I'm like, oh, it's time to separate her. But then Bella will stalk her. Like all of a sudden, if she's coming around the couch, Bella will, you can tell in her face. Like she won't hurt her, but like she'll stalk her. And I'm like, stop it. And then she's afraid to go because
Roxy's like doesn't want to be out in the yard sometimes when Norton's there, because he tries to like, he's just tries to play and he'll like put his paw on her back and they go, blah, blah. And sometimes Roxy plays hard back and she seems really mean. But when she just wants to pee, she doesn't want him to bug her. And so sometimes she just now is refusing to go out at the same time as him, which was really surprising. Because I thought that in the beginning, like she always I would let him out separately because she was the bully and now he's the bully. Right. It's not really, but
Right. So
sometimes when she gets frisky though, she like escalates and I'm like, I don't want them like playing.
Right. So my mom has a fenced in yard, so I can open the door and just let Bella out, but I won't be able to let them out together. And I don't know how to break that. If anybody knows how to break that.
Break what? Say it again.
The way she pounces on Precious. But I was watching, was it Caesar, one of them? They said put her on a leash and like when she starts it, walk to another room with her until she calms down and then bring her back. And then every time she does it, bring her back in the room. And eventually she'll sit there and not do it.
The McCain dog trainers say there's house leashes. It's like, it's a collar, it's a lead and no like handle.
Right.
And you step on it so they can't go farther away. And then, and then like you can kind of lead them with the leash. Yeah. The leash method does work because my dogs do things that are annoying when I can't see them kind of. And in New Jersey, they're fenced off from the kitchen, but in here, there's no way to fence them. Well, I mean, there's a way, but it's going to be a lot of fencing. But so sometimes I put them in this room and shut the door. But like now while I'm cooking, I might, if I have a piece of meat on the island and I turn around to get a seasoning, Norton's nose is like, and I see tongue coming out. I'm like, what are you doing?
We've learned a long time ago to push everything back.
Don't you like
Bella loves butter. And if one of the kids leaves it close enough, it's gone. But our first standard poodle, I'll never forget. Garrett had cooked, he had like a pound of sausage and he cooked it. And he had it on the counter and he went to the bathroom. And when he got back, it was gone. Liza ate the whole thing. And she was a big, beautiful black poodle, but she was big. And honey, she got up there with no problem.
Well, my back in the day when I was a kid, my friend's father he had like eggs and sausages on a plate on the kitchen table. And he went to the bathroom and he came back and there were no sausages. And he said to his wife, what, didn't you give me sausage? She goes, yeah, I gave you sausage. She goes, well, there's no sausage. Give me some sausage. And she's like, I gave you the sausages. And then they realized the cat ate it. I don't know how the cat ate it so fast, but it did. So animals will eat things off your plates.
Oh my goodness, Ron. You're too funny.
Anyway, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, me too.
But
I'm going to buy toilet paper. No, I'm not really. But
no,
Suzy is. No.
You should. I feel. But seriously, people, toilet paper is manufactured in the United States. There's no reason why we shouldn't
Right.
be
Because it
able to
doesn't
get.
have to go to a port.
No, it shouldn't have to go to a port. It could be driven. I mean, if we don't get like oil though from overseas, then people won't be driving around. And then gas is going to go up. And guess what? It's because of this, not because of any other thing. There's no
Right.
president with a button under his desk saying gas is more money, gas is less money. It's the same. It's because of supply and demand. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
Right. Well, we might have to come to Canada to get some, Jane.
Yeah, really, Jane.
All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget, Dawn Steals tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye.
All right, take care. Have a good week. Bye.